Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Healing with Natasha. Today's video is going to be for the 12 Ascendants, 12 Lagnas, and it's a reading focused on the upcoming transit of Jupiter in Aries. We're going to tap into that energy and give readings for the 12 Lagnas. And you can look at this energy and prepare for it, because it's going to be Jupiter will be transiting into Aries in April, but the energy and the change of trade winds will start from now subtly. So for us to prepare ourselves for the new energy coming in, what's going to be open to us, what's going to be available to us. Let's do this reading and arm ourselves with information and knowledge so that we can incorporate the themes, not only from the transit of Jupiter into Aries, but also from the tarot cards. We can tap into that knowledge and apply it to our everyday lives. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first reading is for my Aries Lagnas, and as you can see, you have a 3-card spread, and I refer to the I look at the readings and I refer to my trusty reference book. It's a very old book. It was gifted to me by a dear friend of mine who is a master tarot reader. She's been doing it for 40 years. And this book is a small old book, but it's fantastic. It gives very precise definitions of each card, and I like to refer to it so we get an understanding of the symbolism of the cards, and then we can do a deeper read. So the book is called 4 Ways to Your Destiny, and for Aries we're going to define the cards first and then do a deeper read. And as you can see immediately, you have a very colourful 3-card spread. You have the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune, 2 major arcanas, and the High Priestess. And we are tapping into the energy of Jupiter in Aries, and this is on the Vedic system. So let's get the definition of the Sun. The Sun. The Sun, material happiness and success, a fortunate marriage, or a stroke of luck. So let's move to the Wheel of Fortune. One moment, the Wheel of Fortune, and that is number 10. The Wheel of Fortune, destiny, a change to something better, perhaps an unexpected good turn of events. So from those 2 cards alone, this is quite exciting and really symbolic of Jupiter in Aries. It's new beginnings. It's the start of the constellation Aries, and we are coming into springtime, the flourishing of the flowers and the trees, and the buds are blooming. This is very exciting for Aries, to come out of the darkness of winter and come into the light, and it's very, very exciting, I think, for Aries, Aries Lagna. And obviously having the Sun, material happiness and success, a fortunate marriage or a stroke of luck. And the marriage doesn't necessarily mean between 2 lovers. It could be a marriage of a partnership, a business partnership. Could be a marriage of a friendship, 2 friends coming together, and material happiness and success. And looking at the Wheel of Fortune, which is a beautiful card, it's your destiny. So perhaps there is going to be an unexpected good turn of events for you Aries Lagna. And so when we look at come to the last card, which is the High Priestess, and that's number 2, we also have, actually, Aries, my mistake, you have 3 major arcanas, which is incredible. And so we look at the High Priestess, depicted as a priestess on a throne, reading the tables of wisdom. It represents spiritual wisdom and feminine power, or psychic and intuitive insight. She may represent you, the subject, or a feminine energy in your life, if you're very psychic. So mystery, silence, wisdom, and hidden things are indicated by the presence of this card in a spread. So it's this spread is asking you to tap into that spiritual wisdom, maybe sharing your thoughts with a female in your life of prominence, or if the reading's for you, Aries Lagna, and you're a female, tapping into your feminine power and your psychic and intuitive insight. And you might have a stroke of luck. It could be an idea that comes to you for something, a new beginning, a start of a new business venture, a new course that you want to do, a new adventure that you would like to embark on. This is for you, a time to tap into that Jupiter in Aries, new power, new wisdom, and a new pathway to your material and emotional success. Hello to my Taurus Ascendant, Taurus Lagna. This is your reading, 3-card spread reading for the upcoming energy of Jupiter in Aries, which will be happening on the 22nd of April. So it's a very exciting energy that's coming into our lives. It's going to, change things internally and also externally. And so this reading is to get us ready, to give you more insight, and hopefully you can apply the meaning into your life and use it to achieve your goals, to deal with any issues coming into your life, to face them head on, and hopefully, help you achieve all the things that you want to achieve. And so as per usual, I am going to give you the definitive meaning of each card. I go to my trusty book, 4 Ways to Your Destiny, and then we'll delve into a deeper intuitive read. So we can see we've got colourful cards. The last card may look a little bit concerning, but let's give the definition of all 3 cards and then understand how they gel together and combine to give us a proper read, a full read. So to kick off with the first card, it is the 6 of Wands, and Wands denote the fire signs, and it's wands symbolize action and power and fire. So 6 of Wands, I do like this card myself. A horseman bearing a staff or wand with a laurel crown on it. Victory, troubles overcome by own efforts. So need I say more? If you tackle your problems head on, you will have victory, and it will be through your own efforts. So very exciting. The second card, we have the Fool, and it's a major arcana, and it's quite nice that you've got this card, because the Fool card symbolizes innocence at the beginning of the world, a new beginning, and that really feeds into Jupiter and Aries, because Aries is the beginning of constellation. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, and we're looking at the Vedic astrology system. So everything is fresh, and if we understand the meaning of the Fool, yes, of course, it could denote an innocent young man who is naive and childlike, and takes everything as he or she comes in a happy way, but not realizing that life becomes more and more complicated as he, as in the card, he will soon have to face. But we can take this, I would take this meaning, and we can take this meaning as not being careless, but being careful. So through your efforts and trying to adapt to a more realistic, positive outlook in life, you can achieve a victory. And having a sense of a new beginning, that things are possible. This is really important. And so when we move on to the next card, it is the Ten of Swords. And yes, it looks pretty harsh. Swords are mental, they represent the air sign, so mental clarity. When we look at the swords, 10 swords plunged into a man's back, affliction, treachery, or troubles of the subject's own making. For me, I would say to you, yes, it looks very troublesome. It looks painful, but it's of the subject's own making. So if we look at card number 1 and 2, if we apply mental agility, clarity, a sense of purpose, understanding and facing our problems head on, we can get to that point of a victory. So I think the third card is just a warning to be mindful of your actions, how you speak, because it's a sense of Jupiter coming into Aries in April, new beginnings. So make sure that you are mindful of what you're saying. Be more careful than careless, like the Fool, and you will have those that crowned laurel upon your head, and you can move further on your journey to a personal victory. Hello, Gemini Ascendant, Gemini Lagna. This is your reading, a 3-card tarot spread. We're going to be tapping into the upcoming energy of Jupiter into Aries, and that will be happening in and around the 22nd of April. So Jupiter, we're looking at the Vedic astrology system. So Jupiter denotes abundance, joviality, and justice, and it's going into Aries, which is a fire sign. So it's Jupiter, which is a fire planet, going into a fire sign. It's going to be bringing in new beginnings, power and energy, and we want to ride the wave of that energy, Gemini. We want to capture it and apply it into our own lives. So your 3-card spread is, again, very colourful. And let's have a look at all 3 cards, what their definition is, and then combine them to see what the general reading is. So card number 1 is the Queen of Cups, and Cups, they represent the water signs, and it's for emotion. So let's have a look at card number 1, the Queen of Cups, a loving, wise and good woman, a true friend. So it could be you, the subject, or a woman in your vicinity. And if we move to card number 2, it's a beautiful card. Again, it's the 10 of Cups. it's a card of celebration for me, really. The Ten of Cups, cups seen in a rainbow, wonder, happiness, ecstasy, a happy family, repose of the heart. So that's pretty lovely. It's pretty lovely themes to be tapping into as we go into springtime and new ideas and the flourishing of new projects, something that maybe you've been thinking about, you know, pondering for a long time. Maybe this is the time, as Jupiter comes into Aries, that you take that step forward and you actualize it. And if we look to the Fool, which is a major arcana, we understand the definition of it, that yes, the Fool can denote innocence at the beginning of the world, a carefree, innocent young man just walking along, oblivious of the dangers or difficulties ahead. I would say apply, instead of a careless attitude, a careful attitude, because we want to have peace of the heart, peaceful surroundings. So yes, this card, the Fool, combined with the other two cards, denotes new beginnings. So if you heed the card's warning of not being careless or naive along your new pathway, but to tap into your careful and cautious understanding of the world. You can still be carefree, but not, you know, not necessarily naive, and maybe share your thoughts with a trusted woman in your environment, and bringing all those energies together. If we can apply parts of it to your life, you can achieve that happy family environment, peace of heart, a rainbow in your sky, a personal victory, and possibly a professional victory. But if we apply all those energies and tap into Jupiter in Aries, it really means the start of a exciting new beginning. Hello, my Cancer Lagnas, Cancer Ascendants. Welcome to your 3-card tarot reading. We are going to be tapping into the energy, upcoming energy of Jupiter in Aries. That will be, Jupiter will be moving into Aries in and around the 22nd of April. We are looking at it from a Vedic astrology system, and we want to combine that energy of new beginnings, fire planet going into a fire sign, and it's going to be springtime, new ideas, a surge of energy. How can we prepare ourselves, Cancers, Lagna, to really take advantage of this, you know, time period? So without further ado, let's look at the cards individually, what their definitions are, and then gel them together for a combined deeper read. And as always, I am referring to my trusted reference book, 4 Ways to Your Destiny. This gives me I always use it for a very clean read of the cards, and then we apply an intuitive understanding of them combined. So the first card is the card of, I've been taught, and I've always known it to be the card of illusion. It is the 7 of Cups. Cups are emotion, and Cancer, that's a water sign, so it would tap into you, your water sign, Cancer. 7 Cups, one of them veiled, uncertainty, all has not been disclosed, possible deception. So maybe there is something that you don't know in regards to information. So you need to be fully aware of all information before you make any decision. That would be the most sensible thing to do, and the most rational thing to do. Yes, because Seven of Cups, it is uncertainty. It is the card of possible deception, and that's we can't have that if we're trying to move along to a pathway of new beginnings. We need to understand every facet of our life as much as possible in order to make the right informed decisions for our lives. And if we move to, you've got two cards that are major arcana, the Strength card, which I love, and the Moon card. The Moon is again representing water signs, the Moon. But let's look at Strength, number 8. The definition: strength or force shows the need for courage and magnanimity. That's a bit of a mouthful. And for holding firm in the face of difficulty and the power to overcome. And that would be, you know, the perfect response to the card of deception, that we need to stand firm and know the truth and have courage in any period of difficulty, and that you will overcome. And if you look at the woman in the card, she has the infinity sign above her crown and the lion. And the lion is not only, you know, powerful and strong, but it's also wise. And she's managing to rein his strength in and to show that they are partners together, that that he doesn't need to fear her. So that's pretty, it's pretty beautiful. I love that card. And let's look at the Moon and see how this reads. Inconsistency or instability, changefulness, anxiety and moodiness. It can sometimes indicate trouble at home. So if we sort of pull the camera back 10,000 miles and look at this from a global perspective, changing of energy can denote anxiety, moodiness, you're unsure. Maybe you have feelings that you don't fully understand if you have an issue right now, all the information. However, be mindful of that. You want to have peace in your personal environment, in your home environment, and, you know, obviously in your work environment. So I would say try and gain more information about, you know, the situation you're dealing with. Have strength. Try and find ways to curb and work on your anxiety. And if you stand firm, as the Strength card is indicating, you will find that you have the power to overcome any difficulty. And that is symbolic of Jupiter in Aries, fire sign, fire planet going into a fire sign. If you harness that power, like the Strength card is showing you, you can become victorious. Hello to my Leo Lagna Leo Ascendant. This is your tarot reading combined with the Vedic astrology system. This is your reading, and we are tapping into the energy of Jupiter in Aries that is upcoming, and it will happen in or around the 22nd of April. So Jupiter, fire planet, the planet of justice and abundance and happiness, coming into the sign of Aries, the beginning of the constellation, the fire sign. New beginnings, springtime, new ideas. How can we harness this energy? We're looking at this 3-card spread, very colourful. And what can it tell us? I'm going to refer to my 4 Ways to Your Destiny reference book to give us, first of all, a clean read of the cards, and then combine that for a deeper understanding of how we can apply this reading to your life. So, Leo Ascendant, Leo Lagna, your first card, I love this card. It's a great card, very colourful. The Nine of Cups. Cups denote emotion. They're the water signs. And let's have a look at Cups. Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, drinking or feasting cups, abundance, satisfaction, refreshment. Well, need I say more? We have abundance, and that would symbolise Jupiter, abundance, refreshment, satisfaction. Let's combine that with the second card. It's a major arcana card. It's the card of Judgment. And the Last Judgment, the final outcome of a course of events and the harvest of previous efforts. And it could just be that finally you're coming out of, I know because I am Leo Ascendant myself, coming out of a long chapter, a long saga. And it's the finality of a course of events. And I believe the old adage is, you know, as one door closes, another opens. And so to have a new beginning, we need to finish off the old chapter. And so for me, that is what Jupiter in Aries denotes, the beginning of something new. So maybe you need to apply finishing off anything that has been lingering, any course of events, let it you know, do its thing, so that you can turn your attention to the new beginning, the new pathway, and that you can finally be feasting and have something to celebrate. And if we combine that with your final card, which is the Page of Swords, and swords, they denote mental agility. They are the air signs. So the Page of Swords, a troublesome, uncooperative boy or girl connected with the subject, or unexpected news. I tend to look at this card as unexpected news. So unexpected news could be something positive, new beginnings. So maybe if we combine all of this together, if we deal with the past, the Judgment card, try and do everything we can to wrap up the last course of events, we will have you will have a celebration and possibly unexpected news. And for me, my energy is telling me that unexpected news could be something positive, could be something that you've been waiting for. And you know, even if it's, you know, unexpected news that causes you a bit of anxiety, rather you know it so that you can face it head on and deal with it, and, you know, build strength in dealing with anything that comes into your pathway. But my intuitive read, because we're tapping into Jupiter in Aries, I would feel that this unexpected news could be something that we've always wanted, a boon, something for our betterment. So, Leo Lagna, good luck. I think you've got some exciting things coming to you, and I think this is going to be an exciting time for you, especially with Jupiter coming into Aries, time of new beginnings and new pathways. So, Leo Lagnas, Leo Ascendants, forge ahead. Hello, welcome, Virgo Lagna, Virgo Ascendant. This is your 3-card tarot read, and we're combining it and tapping into the energy of Jupiter in Aries. That transit is upcoming in and around the 22nd of April, and the astrology system I use is, and I lean into very heavily, is Vedic. And The reason I wanted to do this read for you is because there's going to be a change of energy. It's going to be quite strong. And if we look at this read now and we combine these energies, we can all collectively arm ourselves with knowledge to harness that energy of Jupiter in Aries. So Jupiter, fire planet, the planet of abundance and justice and joviality and happiness, coming into the constellation of Aries, new beginning. Aries is, fire and power. Can we harness that energy and apply elements of it into our lives? And I believe we can. So, as always, I am going to give you the definitive read of each of the cards and then combine them to see how we can apply it into your life. So, Virgos. First card is really lovely. It's the Three of Cups, and cups denote emotions. They represent the water signs, and this is a cup really of celebration, rejoicing. Three cups, uplifted in a toast, and the women, they are rejoicing, festivities, congratulations, but most importantly, healing. So that I do really like, and I think Jupiter in Aries, for me, I also feel that it's about healing as well, healing of old wounds. So if we look at the second card, which is a major arcana, and combine it, we have the Hanged Man. Now, I've always seen this card as a card where we just take some time and we contemplate things. So the Hanged Man, a card of self-sacrifice, of discernment and wisdom, or of prophecy. So it could also mean that the subject is has misunderstood a situation, so is barking up the wrong tree, as we say in English. So the subject should try to get a fresh slant on things, and that's really important. I really want to take this card as a card of discernment and wisdom or prophecy. And Jupiter in Aries, Jupiter is is a planet of discernment, of wisdom. So that kind of makes sense for me. And if we then combine it with Temperance, this card, again, it's a water sign, and it's in water, and I would combine, it combines lovely with the first card, water, emotions, taking our time. Temperance, economy, moderation in all things, being sensible and frugal in management, and the need for patience and control in any given situation. And I think if you combine the Hanged Man, discernment, wisdom, with economy, moderation, being sensible, patience, if we apply that logic into our lives, Virgo, and Virgos, you are very methodical and you are very measured. If you tap into that and apply that to any issue in your life, any difficulty that you have, you will achieve that card at the beginning, rejoicing, festivities, and basically peace of mind. So I think this is a really important read for you, Virgo Lagna, Virgo Ascendant. So Jupiter in Aries, April, we can tap into that energy right now. If you apply discernment, patience, being methodical, trying to, work through your problems, Jupiter in Aries will be a fantastic, wonderful chapter in your life. Hello to my Libra Ascendants, Libra Lagnas. This is your tarot card, a 3-card spread, and we are combining this card spread with the energies and focusing in on the energies of the Vedic astrology system. And we're looking at Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter is going to move from Pisces into Aries and around the 22nd of April. So we have time, because that energy is subtly going to start changing, like the ocean. We'll get waves of it moving in. How can we harness this energy, upcoming energy of Jupiter in Aries, and apply it to our lives, and use the power of the tarot to give us more information and arm us with everything that is within us to help us navigate our lives? And so for Libras, you have 2 major arcanas, and really quite, it's quite colourful, quite important read. And as always, I'm going to give the definitive reading of what the cards mean, then we combine it for deeper insight. So first card is the card of justice, number 11. Let's find this in my book. Justice, the law, or the need for arbitration, or an indication that things are in balance. So this is really quite funny, because the card of justice, Jupiter represents justice, and it's coming into Aries, which is a fire sign. And if you have been suffering with any issues, legal issues, personal issues, know that justice will prevail. And if you look at justice, she has the sword, which is mental agility and clarity, and the scales, which is balance, and also, sitting on the throne. So the law, once that's made, everybody will have to adhere to it. So if you have been going through any sort of tricky patch, legal patch in your life, Jupiter's coming to Aries, know that justice will prevail. I think this is really great. And let's combine this. If we look at the 2 cards, we have the 2 of swords. And swords, as we know, denotes mental clarity. And if we look at the definition, a blindfold woman seated with 2 swords, conformity, courage, or the need to make a decision. And I think if you make a decision and you take that step, and you'll need courage to do that, justice will prevail. And if we look at the second card, all the, it's talking about conformity. But all the woman needs to do is lay down the 2 swords and remove the blindfold. That's how, when I've had, lessons and mentorship in tarot, my mentor used to say to me, but this woman has control over her life if she were to put down the 2 swords and remove the blind. It's all within our power. So mental clarity, that's what she needs. With the blindfold on, she's unaware of what is around her, what tools she has, but everything is within her. And once we believe that in ourselves, we transfer the internal world out to the external world and know that justice is coming. And if we apply that to the last card, the Lovers, now from the outset, the Lovers looks like, love and passion, but it's not so. Number 6, the Lovers. Although this can indicate a strong attraction or love affair, it is often present at a time of major decision or choice, when much hangs by the action that the subject will take in the near future. There you go, it's decisions, mental clarity. And as you can see, 3 combined. If you use your perception, your mental clarity, Libra, as we know you can, and you are the sign of balance, justice will prevail for you. So take heart. Everything that you've done up to this point and anything you can do to get understanding of a situation, clarity, will definitely work in your favour. Hello Scorpio, Ascendant Scorpio, Lagna. This is your combined tarot and Vedic astrology reading. You have a 3-card spread. It's actually quite colourful looking at it from the outset, and I thought I would do this reading at this point in time because if we look at the Vedic astrology system, Jupiter is about to move into the constellation and the sign of Aries, and that will be happening in and around the 22nd of April. So with that in mind, what can we do to combine the energy of Jupiter, which is a fire planet, the planet that symbolises justice, abundance, happiness, and coming into the fire sign of Aries, which is power and, you know, fight and prowess. How can we, you know, harness all of this energy and apply it to our lives? And hopefully this reading will give you some guidance, you know, where you can apply it. So I, as always, refer to my lovely, beautiful little old book called 4 Ways to Your Destiny to give a clean reading of the definition of each card. Then we combine it for a deeper insight. So without further ado, let's get to the first card, and it's the card of material wealth. It's the Queen of Pentacles, and Pentacles represent the earth signs, but it's also symbolic of material attainments and material wealth. So the Queen of Pentacles, and I quite like her. Queen of Pentacles, a generous woman, steady and successful, possibly in business. So it could apply to an actual business that you have, that you're the owner of or you work for, or your private business, you know, if you are the CEO of your household and the managing director of your children and what they do. So this could denote you, the subject, or someone around you. And I love this card because I kind of see it as a card of abundance, you know, in its own way. We combine that with card number 2, and that is the 6 of Cups. And cups are emotion, and they symbolise the water signs. This is a lovely card, really. It's children with cups filled with flowers, happy memories, or a link with the past, or a renewal of old friendships. So somebody who was in your past a good friend could be coming back into your life. You can have happy memories, and again, it's a card of abundance because it's the abundance of the heart, and, you know, tapping into those happy memories and maybe applying some of that knowledge and understanding into your business now. So could be really important for you. And if we look at the final card, it's a major arcana. It's the High Priestess. So I find it quite a mystical card, actually. Number 2, the High Priestess, depicted as a priestess on a throne, reading the tables of wisdom. It represents spiritual wisdom and feminine power, or psychic and intuitive insight. She may represent you, the subject, if you are very psychic. mystery, silence, wisdom, and hidden things are indicated by the presence of this card in the spread. So if we combine it with the second card, it could be that feminine energy of an old friend. I would look at this as tapping into your psychic and intuitive insight. Jupiter, I would say, is, with the card of spiritual wisdom, and Aries is the sign of kind of like business and pushing forward. But I do think there is still space to tap into and acknowledge your psychic abilities, or just that knowing in the gut of you, in the pit of your gut, when to make that move, when to hold back, when to ponder a subject more. It's really important. And if you have links from the past and friendships, old friendships coming in, maybe they can help you, maybe they can be a point of reference for you. So very exciting time coming up for you, Scorpios, and it's a time where we're going to tap into that energy of Jupiter and Aries, new beginnings, new ideas, and new pathways to pave for your future. Hello, welcome, Sagittarius, Lagna, Sagittarius Ascendant. This is your combined read using tarot and tapping into the Vedic system, astrology system. And I thought I would do this read for you because Jupiter will be moving into the sign of Aries in and around the 22nd of April. And I do understand and believe that even from now, and we're in March, the waves of energy will start to change. So I thought I would do this reading for you to see how we can harness this energy of Jupiter and Aries and apply it in our lives. And looking at the cards, maybe they will give us a deeper insight into meanings that will illuminate parts of our lives and give us answers, because having more knowledge that we can apply will arm us and help us to have personal and professional victories. So as always, I am referring to my trusted reference book, 4 Ways to Your Destiny. This will give us a clean read of the symbology behind the cards and then combine those for a deeper read. And first off, it's really colourful, and you seem to have a really exciting pathway. It's just lovely and colourful and rich. So you have a major arcana, which is the sun. Let's have a look at the reading or the definition of the sun. So the sun: material happiness and success, a fortunate marriage or a stroke of luck. So Jupiter in Aries, this is, it's a fire sign. This is what it means. The fire planet, which is your ruler, Sagittarius, Jupiter. It's coming into a sister sibling sign of Aries, and combining that power together, it's going to denote, new beginnings, justice, success. And before, where Jupiter or now Jupiter's in Pisces, and yes, it rules Pisces, but Pisces is a very emotional sign, and sometimes I feel that Jupiter has been lost in Pisces. It's been very internalized. What we want is Jupiter to rise out of the ocean and to rise up and to guide us. And I think that's, the sun is basically what that means. So if we combine that with, oh, you've got a lovely card, the second card, and it is the Four of Wands. I love this card. And Wands, again, it's another fire sign. It denotes the fire signs' action. Four of Wands. Four wands garlanded. Country life, harmony and peace. Some authorities say a change of residence. So, new beginnings. Possibly on the cards for you, Sagittarius Lagna. You know, possibly move into a new house, a new neighborhood, a new country, a new region. You know, it could even mean you could be moving your place of work, you know, your residence in your workplace to a new desk and a new office. It's change, and that's what we kind of need right now. It's really important. And combining that with our last card, I love this card. It's the Nine of Pentacles. Really love this card. It is a card, I feel, of abundance, because pentacles are symbolic to the earth signs, and it's about material wealth. So let's have a read. The Nine of Pentacles, a woman in a garden with a bird on her wrist. Safety, accomplishment, pleasure, things getting better. Hey, need I say more? New beginnings, change of residence, material wealth. I mean, I'm kind of speechless for you, Sagittarius. It's really lovely, beautiful card reading. Any issues that you've had in the past, take heart. You will overcome them. You will have a personal victory. It's just your time to shine. So move forward, Sagittarius Lagna. Move forward and embrace Jupiter in Aries, because it's going to be a highlight of your life and a highlight for this year. Hello, Capricorn Lagna, Capricorn Ascendant. This is your combined reading. I'm combining tarot with the Vedic astrology system. And the reason why I'm combining it is because I lean into and I appreciate deeply the Vedic astrology system. I use it myself, but also we want to combine this knowledge of tarot and tap into the upcoming transit of Jupiter in Aries, this sea change of energy. And Jupiter will be moving into Aries in and around the 22nd of April. So I thought I would do this reading now, so we have time to prepare and time to get our minds right and our souls right and our spirits right to harness and embrace this change of energy. Jupiter, the planet, fire planet of abundance and justice and expansion, is going to be moving into the sign of Aries, another fire sign, which is passion and power and just pure raw energy. Can we, harness this sea change and adapt it and apply it to our lives? And I think we can do. So, as always, I will give you the definitive read of the cards, and I always refer to my beautiful little book, 4 Ways to Your Destiny. We can understand the meaning of each card and then combine it for a deeper read. So, without further ado, first card is the 10 of Wands. Wands are fire signs. They represent fire signs. And wands are action, moving forward, kind of like, Aries. So let's have a look at number 10. 10 of Wands. A man carrying 10 heavy staffs or wands. Hard, uncongenial work. And that's really Aries. It's pushing forward, it's movement. Hard work. Capricorn, I think you're in it. Earth sign, you're an earth sign. You're not afraid of hard work. My mother is a Capricorn, and yeah, she's very industrious, and she never gives up. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. And look at the card. He's just got his shoulder to the wheel. He's just moving in. He's lifted those ones up from the ground, and he's moving them, and he's going to make it work for him. So I don't think it's a bad card at all. And if we look at the second card, Four of Pentacles, an earth sign. So Capricorn, you're an earth sign. Four of Pentacles. Pentacles also represent material wealth. A crowned figure with four pentacles, gifts, a legacy, or a secure financial position could indicate greed or selfishness. But combined with card one, hard work, you could, through your hard work, you could secure a really strong financial position and a legacy for yourself or for your family. So lovely. And if we combine that with the last card, this is the card of lovers, really, the Two of Cups. I quite like this card, and I just find the art on it, I'm drawn into it quite a bit. Here, Two of Cups, two cups pledged, love, union, partnership, sympathy, or a contract. And that could be a business contract coming up, a work contract, and that kind of blends in really nicely. Through your hard work, your agility, you can secure your future, a financial future with abundance and security. And it could mean that a contract, a union, a partnership is coming into your life, and that would kind of mean, Jupiter and Aries, new beginnings, green shoots, fire, moving forward. Where Jupiter was present in the water sign of Pisces, now it's going to move upward, and that's what we want, Capricorn, for you. Movement forward and securing your future and giving you a personal victory. So take heart. I believe Jupiter in Aries is going to be a fantastic chapter in your life. Hello and welcome, Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Lagna. This is your reading. We are going to combine tarot and merge that into the Vedic astrology system. It's the one that has brought me a lot of insight and greater knowledge. So I thought I would do this read at this juncture, because we're in March at this present time. We're mid-March, and the reason why I thought we'd do it now is because Jupiter, if we look to the Vedic astrology system, Jupiter will be moving into the sign of Aries in and around the 22nd of April. So how can we harness this change, this sea change of energy that's coming into our lives? And there are some theories that it's actually starting now very subtly, and then we'll feel that, that sea change, the tide coming in even stronger as we move deeper and deeper into April and closer to that transit. So Jupiter, the fire planet, the planet that represents joviality, abundance, justice, happiness, is moving into the fire sign of Aries. So power, raw energy, moving forward, energetic, masculine energy. How can we tap into that, harness that energy subtly and apply it to our lives? And I think if we do this read, we can get a deeper insight into how we can do that. So, as always, I am applying the clean read from my 4 Ways to Destiny's reference tarot book to understand the cards and what they mean, and then combine them for a deeper read. So, immediately we can see card number 1, Wands. They are they represent fire signs, action. And we have the 7 of Wands. And let's look at that meaning for the 7 of Wands. A man holding a staff opposing 6 other staffs. Strife, valor, success in conflict. There you go. Need I say more? You're pushing forward, Aquarius. And even though Aquarians, if we look at the Vedic system, you will be either having the effects of your Sati Sati, which is Saturn near your moon. Things could be turned, turned upside down at the moment, but you've got Saturn in Aquarius, so you may be, sensing some difficulty, some issues, but take heart. We've got Jupiter in Aries. That's also going to play into what's happening. So if you are experiencing any sort of strife, if you do what you need to do and tap into your personal strength, you will have success in conflict. And looking at the second card, it is the King of Wands, a friendly man, a countryman, honest, conscientious, usually a married man, a father figure. This could be you or somebody in your close environment, somebody at work. Maybe if you reach out to them for help, advice, they could give you something, quite literally, a mentorship. A piece of information that could really change the course of your life in some way. That's what we want: knowledge, justice, moving forward. The last few years has been, very tumultuous and heavy with emotion. Now is the time for kind of action in the right direction. And looking at the Chariot, and to be honest, Aquarius, the Chariot very rarely comes into my spreads, but when it does, it kind of makes me look up and sort of take notice. And it's a major arcana, and it's number 7. So let's get a read of the Chariot. This warlike figure driving a chariot suggests the subject will move ahead rapidly, perhaps treading on other people's toes, but the path will lead to success and even triumph. And that kind of is the card for Jupiter and Aries. It's moving forward. So maybe be cautious. Try not to step on other people's toes. Try to be mindful of other people's feelings, which I believe Aquarians, more or less you are. You're a sign for humanity, but definitely you will have success, and your pathway will open up in front of you, and that really is what Jupiter in Aries is talking about: new pathways, new ideas, an abundance of strength. So take heed, Aquarius, Lagna, Aquarius Ascendant. Jupiter in Aries is going to be a very exciting time period for you. Hello and welcome to your combined read, Pisces Lagna, Pisces Ascendant. This reading I thought I would do at this point in time because I would like to tap into the upcoming energy of the transit of Jupiter into Aries. And that is based on the Vedic astrology system. And Jupiter moving into the sign of Aries is going to be in and around the 22nd of April, so we have time. And so I thought I'd do this reading for you to find out, you know, in this time period, can we harness that sea change of energy, which will be subtly starting now and build in, you know, and crescendo as it moves deeper and deeper into April. Jupiter is a fire planet. It's the planet of abundance, justice, wisdom, knowledge, and you know, expansion, really. And it's going to be going into a sister brother sign of Aries, and Aries again is a fire sign, so pushing forward projects, raw power. Can we harness the subtleties of this energy shift and using the tarot give us a deeper meaning and then apply it into our lives? And this is where I think this could be of benefit to you. So as always, I am going to give you a clean read and refer to my beautiful little book, The 4 Ways to Your Destiny, to give you a clean read of each card and then combine it and see how it works for you. So without further ado, let's go to the first card. The first card is the Hermit card. It's a major arcana. The dignified cloaked figure represents the principle of solitude, making one's own decisions, standing on one's own feet, prudence, and keeping one's own affairs secret. It could be that you just need time to think. The Hermit really is, I've always been taught the Hermit is the card of consideration, of removing yourself from, you know, the outside world and going inwards. It's kind of a spiritual card. It's the card of contemplation, really. And it's the principle of solitude, you know, taking some time for yourself to think through any issues that you may have and give them good consideration. And yes, standing on your own 2 feet, you know, and then reaching out when you need help and assistance. So, and he has that shining star in his lantern, which is guiding him. So he's never really alone, because for me, that guiding star is the energy of the creator, of a higher force, of God, of our ancestors. So, you know, you're never really alone. And that's what I think the Hermit, you know, represents to all of us. So if we look to the second card, and it's the 5 of Pentacles. Pentacles symbolize the earth signs and you know, material wealth. So here it looks a little bit stark and you know, a little bit, you know, concerning, but let's read the definition. The 5 of Pentacles, a woman and child in the snow, passing an open window, financial need of help, abandonment. So this may mean that you are experiencing some financial difficulty. I mean, I think everybody has faced that at one point or another in their life. I think many people are facing that now, but there is an open window and there's financial need. So maybe you need more time to look at your, you know, your financial situation. You may be in need of help. And yes, of course, this definition says abandonment, but as I said before, you're never really alone. That star in the lantern of the Hermit is our, you know, higher self, God, the creator. For me, looking into my Caribbean spirituality, my ancestors, that I'm never alone. And when I have those, you know, personal moments of quiet contemplation, you know, sometimes that thought comes into my head, and maybe it's the same for you, a voice that says, you know, Natasha, do this, consider that, And that for me is not only my consciousness, but my ancestors as well. So you're never really alone. So you may need to consider, you know, your situation, but then look to the final card. You have the most beautiful card. I love this card. It's a major arcana, and it's the Wheel of Fortune, and really is the card of hope, because if you take that time out and you ponder what's going on in your life, number 10, the Wheel of Fortune, destiny, a change to something better, perhaps an unexpected good turn of events. And that, for me, Pisces, represents Jupiter in Aries, that turn of events. And the Wheel of Fortune keeps moving around. And if you are feeling abandoned or lonely, unsure, take heart that life turns, and who is up moves down, and who is down moves up. And if we look at the card, the Wheel of Fortune, it's all of that knowledge combined into the cards, the knowledge of all those deities and symbology that we see littered throughout the cards. It's here in the Wheel of Fortune. You will have a turn of events that will work for you, that will give you a sense of hope and new beginnings. So, with that being said, take your time, contemplate. You may need financial help. If you can, if there's somebody near to you, reach out to them, ask for that help. And once you ask for that help, things will change for you, for your benefit, for your betterment. And remember that Jupiter in Aries is the start of new beginnings. So this upcoming time period will be a fantastic new beginning for you.